head 2-0. The protects were LN1 and Rice 6. The bans, Troyer banning out LN2, Yaw banning out Rice 7. And so far, it's been an all-Rice battle going into our first LN pick here. Yaw getting the better of Troyer on Rice 2 and Rice 5.
Oh, so yeah, actually, because the thing is that we've seen only Rice picks for now, and I'm quite surprised that I didn't know that Yo is an Ellen Orient player. I would expect him to pick Ellen earlier in the match.
Yeah, maybe just wanting to get one of those like comfort Rice picks out of the way early, maybe just settle themselves into the match, because they are a really good Rice player in their own right, but maybe wanting to pinch that pool a little bit, limit Troyer's options, take a bit of a risk to start things off, and it paid off. Able to get that point and a break point as well.
Indeed, especially considering that he does already have a 2-point lead here and going on with his own pick, so probably a third one maybe.
Potentially a good way to triple up here to start this match off, but as things stand, the winner of this match will take on Kuriyami Nya, who won their match against Nogla Witch earlier today. So definitely a lot on the line here.
Indeed, as we get less and less players on the tournament here, there will be only one left.
Yeah, at this point, it's way too close to call who will be in that final 6, that final 3 even. So many of these players getting brought into the fold as we make our way into these late game map pools. A lot of these players are very much late game players. The physicality element is a challenge for them that they love to meet head on, and we're still going to see some pretty nutty scores, I imagine, once we get into, say, next weekend's pools. But as things stand, players are ready. They took a moment to kind of catch their breath as we kind of transitioned over, and we can get the show back on the road. Ellen won the pick here. Ya currently up 2-0 on Troyer.
Indeed, as the map starts off, with you're getting quite the lead here already, Troy getting some drops here and there.
Yeah, looking markedly less comfortable on the release elements found throughout this chart. This is really the first taste of what a more release-oriented LN chart can look like. As they pick up the first slider break, going to give Ya quite a bit of a cushion to work with now. That slider break in the back pocket as they fell off their perch a little bit. The density picking up, catching both players, number of 200s raining down, but Ya currently 10,000 points to the good as we make our way into the next third of this map.
Indeed. As you're still with a pretty major lead right now, with a pretty comfortable lead. Like, he can get some drops, but would still have the lead. Troy really needs to get and pray for some drops from here there.
Yeah, they're going to need a number of them. The first real opportunity was that split trill section, but not catching out either player. The one-hand trill not catching either of them out either. As we make our way into the next Key Eye section, quarter of the map still left to go. Yeah, 21,000 points to the good. Troyer still not able to really find any purchase on this map. A number of 200s raining down as they fall into that mid 98% range, a full percent behind Ya now at this point, who crossing that 900,000 score mark is going to be uncatchable at this stage, and they're going to be able to make it 3-0 to start this match off.
Indeed. Not quite the most comfortable position for a trio there. Like, when you're playing a match, even if you do have safe picks, when you're leaded by 3 to basically nothing, you are scared of by the outcome of the match. Like, if I were to be Troya, I would be like, okay, if I need a point, I'm saved. This is not a sweep.
Yeah, just something to build the confidence at this point, because yeah, you start to maybe get in your own head a little bit. If the first pick doesn't go your way, you're just not able to make inroads, especially when your opponent picks something that you might feel more comfortable on and it is out acting you or just outscoring you. It definitely can spiral out of control, but as far as this match is concerned, still plenty of time here for Troyer. And we're going to go into Rice 4.
It Rise 4, which is gonna be We Own the Night by Pizza69. Oh,
That
my
is Rice
bad. Rise
3.
4.
It's
Oh my god.
Phonedrome.
This is literally the second time when commentated that when someone picks Rise 4, I say Rise 3. This is insane. Some things fucked with my brain, I don't know. So, Fun Drum by Alien Corp. There.
Yeah, very speed-oriented pick.
Indeed. A pick which was a qualifier in Mania World Cup, and seeing that in a 5 digits basically settings, this scares me, especially in semifinals. Like there's 2 pools more left, and we
Yeah.
already see this kind of maps.
It's one of those. The floor has risen dramatically in terms of what the players can do. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they both stack up on this pick.
As we start off here, this first couple of trees here, both players are handling them well. But this is only the beginning of the map. There's still basically the rest of the map left. So they can't decide yet here who does have the lead.
It is. I was about to say way too close to call. Troyer picking up a rush of bad judgments there. And yeah, actually trading some of them back here, falling off their perch as well. They were both kind of comfortable in that 99.8% range, now falling 0.2% into each other's into each other's grasp at the moment. Still 3/4 of the map left to go here, but yeah, looking a little bit more comfortable of the two on this really tricky Rice map.
For getting those drops here while you're actually climbing back the accuracy there to 99.76 here. Really starting to get quite a conscient lead here.
Yeah, pretty sizable advantage as things stand. Both players holding on to their FCs for the moment. The first half not catching either of them out as we get into this bit of a build-up. 6,000 points the advantage for Ya to work with, who has been doing nothing but climbing back to their perch as Troyer finds the drop on the burst going into the last third of the chart, and that was the opening Ya needed to really take off in this map. Quarter left to go and not that much time for Troyer to make a bit of a recovery run. That miss was pretty dirty overall, as Ya actually does find the drop, but still able to keep it clean by comparison. An eighth of the map left to go, 19,000 points to the good. Very little Troyer can do from this position as they try to put themselves back in a position to capitalize on any potential mistakes in this outro.
There's much left time here as those, and as I was saying, both players actually dropping at the end, but still at the end of the day, it is you getting that point on the peak of Trey. So this is a break point here actually, and this is 4-0.
And yeah, gonna go for hybrid 2 here. I think I think there was a conversation going on before Phone Drone came on as to what Ya would go for, and I think this was just kind of thrown out as a suggestion, like could we play it? And I was like, you know what, sure, we'll just play it.
Indeed, as Hybrid 2 is being picked here.
Yeah, gonna get into our first hybrid of this match. We've seen a little bit of everything so far. A couple of Rice picks, an LN.
And here, our first hybrid pick of the match. Curious to see how this will going to be. The things that we've seen here being dominating all of the picks, whether it was Rice or Ellen. So maybe Troy can maybe try to work out with this pick, but I'm kind of scared for him though.
We'll just have to wait and see. Gonna need to start getting some of these breakpoints back if they want to get themselves back into this match. Currently shipping 4 points, couple of breakpoints, the way of Ya, but not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Just gonna need to start finding some picks that work for them and seeing if they can keep themselves in a position to capitalize on any potential mistakes that come out from Ya here. As we get this map underway, strong starts for both the players. As things stand, very little separating them as they jockey for position here.
That's the lead is still quite close, but we didn't see the rest of the map yet, as the trade does get to 200 there, so making you having a bit of a lead there, but nothing is safe just yet.
Yeah, I think the worry for Troyer is how release heavy this map can get as y'all actually finding a slider break traded back by Troyer. The opportunity was there for an advantage, not going to be taken advantage of as the players reset their combos, get back on the climb, back up to that 400 combo cap, but Ya is only ahead by about 1,200 points. There is very little separating these two players on this pick so far. As we make our way into a bit more of a technical LN section, and this is probably these sections that Troyer was worried about when you get into this release element. We saw how much they struggled on LN1, and it might happen again here as they start to drop into that low 99% range. Ya in their element, able to make it through these LNs with very little to trade back. A couple of 200s coming out here and there, but as we make our way into the back half of the chart, it is now 8,000 points in their favor as we continue on here.
Indeed, as we are halfway through the map here, Troy not being able to capitalize of that drop from year earlier, as he does trade it back and get some drops here. So Rayo having a bit of a lead here, as Troy does get another drop, just only growing the lead further for you.
Yeah, it's during these calmer sections you get into this coordination LN. And with some of these hanging releases, it can be hard to keep everything in check and finding that next one. They were able to keep it relatively close early on, but unfortunately not able to keep things as steady as Ya has going into this last quarter. Things begin to build up once again in terms of LN density. Not full, not as full as some of the LN charts, but actually Ya finding a drop, not traded back this time around by Troyer. Gonna shrink this lead ever so slightly, but I think we might be in the realm of too little too late. 15,000 points, able to reestablish their foothold. The fact that they kept that drop so clean, and the fact that they've been able to keep everything else relatively clean as well, going to be able to stave off any potential advances. And as this chart comes to an end, Ya going to make it a match point situation to start things off here, putting Troyer up against the ropes, needing to reverse sweep from this position to force that tiebreaker to come out.
Indeed, you're really working with this pick here. Like, Fred does manage to pull a great fight here, but unfortunately not managing to get any points from here on now. You're being basically on match points, so this is quite the situation there for Trey. Really needing to get something to be able to get the first point for him.
And it looks like Troyer's gonna throw out the protect. It's gonna be Rice 6, so we're gonna go into Our core jack pick.
Indeed. Let's bounce this wrist.
I love the difficulty name of this one. K.
Okay.
It's like it's
And
125 BPM core jack. K.
okay. The 125 is quite fast. Though I don't think
Absolutely.
this is very, very much dense. But till 125 in a 5-digit settings, I couldn't think this would happen one day. Especially back in Code Open Cup, like only 2 years ago. Never we won't find that in even in grand finals.
Yeah, I think we started you guys off at like what, like 100 BPM, and then we basically we got to like 120, 125 by like grand finals. It was weird. I remember pulling and playtesting for that. I was like, is this too hard? Nah, I don't think it's too hard. But this is definitely an order of magnitude harder than it was back then by comparison. But with the way these two have been playing, I imagine Troyer going for their protect here and getting off to the right start. 99.94% accuracy. Yeah, picking up the early drop. And with the way core jack picks go, it's either you can play it or you can't. And it looks like Troyer is able to play this as things stand. 10,000 points in the lead for the moment going into the second quarter of this chart.
It may be the opportunity for them to take that first point really needed there, especially considering that you already found that first drop at the beginning of the map halfway through the map already. 11,000 points of lead for the favor.
Yeah, but able to rebuild their accuracy very well through that first half, back up into that 99.6 range, just a tiny little blip. And these are going to be very commonplace core jack scores where it's like you have this great ratio singular drop, or you start getting like these really messy runs, but both these players being able to keep things relatively clean. Troyer just on this perch, 99.9% accuracy, 12,000 points to the good, nigh untouchable as things stand going into this outro. Yeah, doing a great job to bring themselves back into contention. Maybe an outside shot of a comeback here, but as things stand, Troyer protecting this for good reason. 997k to
Great!
really stamp their authority on that. A singular 200, the Black Flag performance on a double digit 300 run.
58. That's a nice number, isn't it? 58.
Nice.
How
But
in the
yeah.
world? Like, I think this beat even like some of the playtesters score. Like some of the players within this tournament are crazy. They're just crazy.
Yeah, everybody in this lobby popping off here.
Damn.
And y'all asking Troy to pick something for them, because I don't really think y'all I don't really think y'all studied or looked at the map pool. I think they're just going off vibes at this point. And I mean, Hybrid 2 worked out for them. They can go for like play Hybrid 3. That'd be funny. That would be hilarious.
I think they should pick tiebreaker. I think that should be a very good pick there.
Oh, that'd be funny as hell. And y'all is asking Troyer what race do they play? Pick tiebreaker. No, you can't do that.
If only you could. Well, technically, when you look at the feeds of the match, when the tiebreaker is played at the ending, it is the team that was supposed to pick at this time which picks the tiebreaker.
Yeah, it's a good way of looking at it.
So
And
technically, we
hey,
can
listen,
pick a
listen,
tiebreaker.
listen. I am not influencing this match in any way. I just want to see Hybrid 3 get played.
A very neutral commentator right there.
Cause This is probably going to be the map that gets ignored this entire weekend because nobody likes playing SV except for like I'm looking at the players remaining list. I think only like one player has seen this map and is like, hey, I want to play this.
The OSV is quite fun. Like,
This is SV. Yeah, exactly. This is why you practice. This is why you look at the map pool. And if you're not gonna look at the map pool, at least look at the showcase. Like, man, I spent an hour yapping about these maps. Look at these patterns. Look at these structures. It
look,
might
this is
come in
notes.
handy.
This is
Look at these notes.
Same. If only we did have cameras to show off the note. Like, look at the notes.
Literally, it's just me pointing at the chart. Like, look.
This is literally the teacher.
I'm jingling the keys. I'm gonna bring my car keys for the next showcase. I'm just gonna jingle them in front and before the stream starts to make sure everybody's paying attention at this point. But anyways,
Dude, if you could like take a ruler and a camera to show off the notes, like here, this is a note. Here, this is a note. That could be so great.
I need a diagram like last weekend of Pataraj showing me what a shield and a reverse shield is because I always get
And
those
I
wrong.
did. This is crazy.
I got him wrong last match too, I'm more than sure. But regardless, we're going on into Hybrid 3. See if either of these players get jump scared by the SV in this chart. Ah, perfect.
Oh my god.
There we go.
There we go. There we have it, folks.
There we go. I'm gonna be real. That scared me. That genuinely made me jump in my chair.
This is the actual SVs of the map. We didn't tell you, but this is actually a storyboard map.
Exactly. But anyways, we can make those go away now. We've made our point. We got an actual map to look at. And right now, Yaw was ahead, but finding a pretty nasty transition into this. Gonna equalize things ever so slightly between the two players as they begin to play a bit of a tug of war with this map. Going into the second third, there's very little separating these two, and with the little knowledge these two have, it is basically just raw instinct guiding the two of them as Yaw actually pick up the first break on the light jump stream, transitioning into the back half of the chart. Gonna give Troyer a bit of a cushion to work with as things stand here.
As the accuracy is actually quite close, but the thing is that you're dropping there allows Troyer to get that lead. So maybe a potential breakpoint as the slow jams and Troyer does get to rush the slows.
Yeah, getting caught up by the slow jam. Gonna get into the staggered Ellen section with some of these jump streams in between. Gonna give Yaw a bit of a cushion to work with now as I say that, able to get back over that 400 combo cap, getting caught out on the transition, going to give Troyer a massive lead as they find the drop as well. There's very little separating these two. 6,000 points in Troyer's favor, able to keep that drop relatively clean by comparison, but that lead is shrinking. It's 4,000 points. You're gonna get back up with that 400 combo cap just in the nick of time here by the looks of it. Able to close up the advantage, but you're finding the slider break, going to reestablish this foothold for Troyer. It is not over until the last note comes through. Troyer finding a miss now in return as they find a second one. Oh no!
Is there enough time?
2,000. Oh god! You're finding the last one. And gonna give Troyer a second point. It's now 5-2.
My god. Reverse sweep? Oh my god.
Potentially. But
Damn.
It's Troyer up to pick now. Their protect worked out marvelously for them. They don't have the luxury of going into something like Rice 1, I don't believe. I need to see what the picks were once again, but
Indeed.
They do have options.
They have options, but the pools are getting exhausted as the match goes on.
So Rice 1, Rice 3 are the only two logical options for Troyer. It feels like they have not had a propensity to go into these LNs. I don't feel
I
like
think
1x
they
miss is worth it either.
no, I think they might pick Rice one there, as they did show off a great performance on the Jack pick. I think a straightforward pick like this might be the way to go for.
Mm-hmm. But it looks like it's gonna be Rice 3. So going into We Own the Night. Now actually going into We Own the Night.
Yes. And I am there. I'm actually saying this is N2. No, just kidding. This is actually Rice 3.
It's like no, we're gonna manually flip them. But as we wait for the players to get ready, one of the longer Rice picks in this pool outside of Rice 7, but that got banned. We'll have to see if Troyer can actually take that. It was a bit of a. I mean, to be fair, Yaw doesn't really have any pick strategy going into this, so they're kind of just going based off whatever. But you gotta be careful about giving your opponent too many openings, because next thing you know, you find yourself at that tiebreaker. But we'll have to see how things go. Yaw still on that match point. Troyer looking to try and keep themselves alive in this tournament for at least one more pick.
Indeed, as the match just started off here. Oh, you're actually getting third. Oh no, this was just a regular. My bad. Though still very close accuracy, but we didn't get to see the harder sections of the map just yet. So here, this is just the accuracy difference, which is very small.
Yeah, this gets into some very fast jump stream to read through some implied mini jacks as well, just for good measure, just to keep you on your toes. Make sure you're paying attention through some of those streams, not just autopiloting them, especially on that right hand. It's very evil when it asks you to double press on a key, but as things stand, both players weathering the storm relatively nicely within about 0.1% of each other, as we have seen at certain points during this match. Yaw currently ahead by about 1,100 points. The scoreboard not flickering at all, it feels like.
Indeed, you're having a bit of lead here, but nothing is safe just yet. As we've seen sometimes you're getting some drops giving the lead back to Troyer, but here as both players still on their full combo here, so nothing moves here just yet, though we're only almost halfway through the map, so there is still opportunities there for Troyer to catch up.
Yeah, not over by any stretch of the imagination. This could flip in an instant. But the good thing is that with both players holding on to the FCs, for the moment here, misses from here on out would be absolutely devastating. The road to recovery that much harder. Don't have that many notes to work with, but I mean, they've handled these jump stream sections with relative ease, dropping very little between the two of them. As we continue on, the next one coming through, a couple of awkward bursts littered throughout as well to ensure that you're maintaining pace. And the lead doubles in favor of Yaw for now. A quarter of the map still left to go. We take our second break as we transition on into this outro section. 0.2% now, as it's a game of inches. It has been a game of inches on some of these charts, and this one looking no different as things stand.
Though there's still the accuracy difference, but the thing is that if Troyer does not get to climb the accuracy back up, he does have to pray for a drop for you, or else he's just gonna lose that match, and we're gonna have to say bye-bye to him.
Absolutely. The ball is not in their court. They're doing everything in their power to try and build up their accuracy back up to that mid 99.6 range, but still 0.1% behind Yaw. It is going to come down to a miss, and Troyer is the one to find the drop at the end of the day in the game of chicken. They are the ones that blinked first a second time as well, and that is going to be the end of Troyer's tournament run, able to take a couple of points off Ya here, but Ya is going to be able to close it out by a score of 6-2. Only two 200s in that entire run, a 992k to put a nice little bow on proceedings here and punch their ticket into the second half of semifinals where they will go up against Kuriyami to see who makes it into the finals.
Damn. I'm just gonna say a single French slang word to show how am I about this match. I am shock bar. I am shocked about this match. This is crazy.
Absolutely. The 17th seed putting up a couple of points on our third seed in this tournament. Maybe a couple more points than, maybe a couple less points than they would have liked, but still on paper, two more than most might have expected. But yeah, not done just yet. Needs to win their match. It will take place at 13 UTC, and we start to get a bit of a clearer picture as to what's going to happen tomorrow. Because this was the last match of Saturday. It's going to be Kurigami Nya going up against Araya, Saiger going up against Saimitsu. And on the winners bracket, we have the two winners bracket matches. Chicken Gold going up against Yotek Yarika, and Beamlight going up against Hees as well. So
Jeez.
for real. But as things stand, we're gonna go ahead and close things out for now. We'll be back at 12 UTC tomorrow, so plenty of time to rest, recover, get ready for the Sunday block of matches, because once we start, there is very little stopping. But until then, we'll catch you guys later.